Have you ever questioned why Satan is so interested in the body of Moses, a man who passed away millennia ago? Why did an intense argument arise between Archangel Michael and the devil over a single set of bones? This is not just any tale. It's one of the deepest and most bizarre mysteries in the Bible. In today's video, we'll explore the deeper reason behind this heavenly conflict and the crucial lessons it imparts to our faith. Together, we will unravel these mysteries to gain a clearer understanding of God's power and the battle between light and darkness. Be sure to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on intriguing videos like this one. The event where Satan contends over Moses' body is one of the most mysterious and inspiring tales in the Bible. Satan, a Hebrew word meaning the accuser or the enemy, is one of many titles and representations of the character embodying ultimate evil in the Bible. Moses, who led the Israelites out of Egypt and received the Ten Commandments from God, is a symbol of faith and hope. However, after his death, something unusual happened. God buried Moses in a secret place, and according to Jude 9, a tense dispute broke out between Archangel Michael and Satan over his remains. This dispute not only raises questions about Satan's motives, but also about the divine protection that God grants to his faithful. Keeping Moses' burial site secret may have been God's way of protecting him from exploitation by dark forces. Moses' life, though filled with miracles and divine events, was not without mistakes. Before the Israelites entered the Promised Land, Moses committed a serious error. Due to the constant complaints from the people about the lack of water in the desert and his anger at their lack of faith in God, Moses lost his composure. Instead of speaking to the rock as God had instructed to bring forth water, he struck the rock with his staff. This action not only showed disobedience to God's command, but also caused Moses to lose God's full trust in leading the Israelites to the Promised Land. According to Numbers 20:10 through 12, this is why he was denied entry to that land. This is a lesson in humility and respect in our relationship with God, reminding us that God's mission is not about personal achievement, but fulfilling his will. In Deuteronomy 34:5-6, Moses' death is recorded with a special note. Moses, the servant of the Lord, died in the land of Moab, as the Lord had said. The Lord buried him in a valley in the land of Moab, opposite Beth Peor, but to this day no one knows where he was buried. This is a mystical moment when God, the creator of the universe, personally cared for Moses' departure. This act marks not just the end of a remarkable life, but also a powerful symbol of the unique relationship between Moses and God. Moses was not just a servant of God, but also his intimate friend, and this event serves as evidence of the love and glory God offers to those faithful to him. God's choice to bury Moses in a secret location has sparked much speculation about the reasoning behind this decision. It may be that keeping his burial hidden reflects God's boundless wisdom and protects Moses from exploitation by dark forces. After his death, a mysterious event unfolded, a heated dispute between Archangel Michael and Satan over Moses' body. This was not a typical confrontation, but a celestial battle. Satan, fueled by ambition and arrogance, demanded Moses' body, but encountered strong resistance from Michael, the powerful archangel. Although Michael had superior strength, he refrained from using his power, simply saying, "The Lord rebuke you." This action is not only a lesson in humility, but also a reminder that the power to overcome Satan comes not from personal strength, but from obedience and the supreme power of God. The question of why Satan cares about Moses' remains one of the great mysteries, sparking various speculations. Why would a fallen angel like Satan desire to claim the body of someone who has already died? One possibility is that Satan hoped to prevent Moses from being resurrected or taken to heaven. Satan might have misunderstood that God would take Moses to heaven, as he did with Elijah and Enoch before him. The event in Matthew 17:1-3, when Moses and Elijah appeared on the Mount of Transfiguration with Jesus, shows that Moses still plays a vital role in God's redemptive plan. If Satan were able to take Moses' body, he likely hoped to prevent his resurrection and disrupt the glorious plan that God had set for his faithful servant. Moreover, Satan may have seen the honor Moses received from God as a threat to his own rule. Controlling Moses' body was not just a symbol of power over a righteous man, but also a way to prove that Satan could corrupt or destroy even the holiest things. However, the confrontation between Satan and Archangel Michael shows that ultimate power belongs to God, and Satan could not fulfill his purpose. Satan, with his scheming and sly nature, may have tried to hinder God's plan for Moses by claiming his body. One of the key reasons Satan might have wanted Moses' body was his hope of using it as an idol for the Israelites. Recall the golden calf incident in Exodus 32, where the Israelites sinned by worshiping idols. Satan understood that if they began to worship Moses' body or his relics, they would be distracted from worshiping the true God. In doing so, Satan could weaken the bond between the Israelites and God, causing them to worship lifeless objects instead of the Creator. To safeguard his people from this threat, in his infinite wisdom, God may have concealed Moses' body, preventing Satan from executing his plan. Furthermore, another reason might be that Satan, often referred to as the accuser in the Bible, Revelation 12:10, wanted to use Moses' remains to remind God of past transgressions. Events like Moses killing an Egyptian or his disobedience in striking the rock instead of speaking to it could become reasons for Satan to accuse him, attempting to diminish Moses' role in God's divine plan. Although Moses was a righteous man, he was not without flaws. Satan may have sought to exploit Moses' past mistakes, like his error in striking the rock instead of speaking to it, to render him unworthy before God. This could create an opening for Satan to oppose God's redemptive plan and discredit a person whom God had chosen as a tool for salvation. Satan may have attempted to leverage Moses' past failures, such as killing an Egyptian, breaking the tablets of the Ten Commandments, or striking the rock rather than speaking to it, to accuse him. Truly, the devil always seeks to accuse and condemn, not only for small faults, but also for the great things one has accomplished. While Moses had great accomplishments in leading the Israelites and receiving the Ten Commandments directly from God, he was not without personal faults. With his deceptive nature and constant effort to create rifts between mankind and God, Satan may have sought to use these mistakes to argue Moses' unworthiness before God, mocking his plan of salvation. Satan may have tried to claim Moses' body as a means to prove his triumph over the leader God had chosen and the mediator between God and the Israelites. For the devil, this act was not only a boast of power, but also an arrogant effort to challenge God's authority and his plan. However, no matter how devious Satan's plans were, the infinite wisdom and power of God always exceeded those schemes. God, in his perfect wisdom, always protects his plan, and as seen in the dispute with Satan over Moses' body, he never allows any evil force to succeed in blocking his redemptive work. Even as Satan fought fiercely to take Moses' body, only God ultimately has the final say. God's purpose cannot be hindered, and his plan is unshakable and invincible. No matter how expansive and crafty Satan's schemes are, God's wisdom always prevails. He stays one step ahead, and his wisdom and power are limitless. Nothing in this world can weaken or disrupt his will. Even when facing Satan's schemes, God's plan of salvation prevails because ultimate power belongs to him. The key lesson here is that this story is not just about a dispute over the body of a deceased person, but a profound teaching about steadfast faith. This serves as a reminder that no matter how crafty Satan's schemes may be, God's infinite wisdom, power, and love for us provide a solid foundation for our lives and faith. The story of Moses, the great leader chosen by God, and the spiritual battle over his body is a powerful symbol of faith, loyalty, and God's absolute power in his plan of redemption for mankind. Moses was not just a leader who guided the Israelites out of slavery in Egypt, but also the mediator between God and his people, receiving the Ten Commandments, the eternal moral foundation for all of humanity. Yet even as his life of devotion ended in honor, a mysterious event unfolded: a dispute between Archangel Michael and Satan over his body. This event not only reflects the supernatural confrontation between good and evil, but also reveals that even faith heroes like Moses are not beyond the reach of spiritual forces.
Satan, in his rebellious and defiant nature, sought to seize Moses' body, perhaps to disrupt God's plan or exploit the reverence the Israelites had for him.
But in response to Satan's demands, Michael, in humility and obedience, did not rely on his own power, but invoked God's authority, declaring, "The Lord rebuke you." This is clear proof that in spiritual warfare, victory comes only from God's power and intervention, not from the personal strength of angels or humans. The life and death of Moses carry many valuable lessons. He is a living testament that even when we make mistakes, God's grace is powerful enough to turn our failures into opportunities for his power to shine. The battle over his body reminds us that no matter how crafty Satan may be, or how difficult the trials may become, God remains the supreme controller. He protects those who belong to him, and his plan cannot be destroyed by any force. The story of Moses is not just an event in the history of faith, but also a strong declaration that, in the end, God is the ultimate victor. In a world filled with chaos and challenges, faith in God will be the guiding light, helping us stay firm on the journey of faith, knowing that his power exceeds all the plots of the forces of darkness. This is not just the story of Moses, but the story of each one of us, a reminder that God is always present, victorious, and guiding us to glory. When we step back and look beyond the battle between Satan and Archangel Michael, a greater message about faith and worship starts to emerge in this story. First, it serves as a powerful reminder of the significance of true worship. The Israelites repeatedly fell into the trap of idolatry, such as when they worshipped the golden calf or the bronze serpent, being led astray from worshiping the one true God. The fact that Satan could use Moses' body as an object of worship is a clear warning about the ongoing struggle to keep our worship focused on God. This is a reminder that we must stay alert and always direct our focus to the Creator, never allowing earthly objects or images to replace him. Secondly, this story stands as a powerful example of God's boundless grace. Despite Moses' past mistakes, such as killing an Egyptian or disobeying God's command by striking the rock, God's love and grace are not confined by those imperfections. God saw Moses' faithfulness and perseverance, and his grace transcended personal failures. This assures us that even when we stumble, God's love remains forgiving, with the power to heal and restore us to him. Finally, this story clearly reminds us of the need to resist the temptations of Satan. Satan is always crafty and devious, seeking every possible way to divert us from God's path. However, in his confrontation with Satan, Archangel Michael displayed steadfast faith and reliance on God's power. Like Michael, we too can stand firm in faith and wield God's word to resist Satan's temptations. The story of Moses' body is not just a battle between angels and demons, but a testament to God's persistent protection and guidance in our lives. It reminds us of the significance of true worship, the limitless power of God's grace, and our ability to stand firm against temptation when we rely on his power. The story of the dispute between Archangel Michael and Satan over Moses' body is not only one of the most captivating mysteries in the Bible, but it also provides profound lessons on faith, humility, and God's supreme power. Through this event, we are reminded that Satan, despite his cunning and challenge, can never overcome God's plan. In the end, victory belongs to him, and we, his faithful followers, can trust in his protection and guidance through all circumstances. If you feel that this story has sparked faith and reflection on your spiritual journey, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel so you won't miss out on other meaningful Bible content, and click the notification bell to receive the latest updates. We also look forward to hearing your thoughts. What have you learned from the story of Moses and this spiritual battle? Please leave a comment below and share your thoughts. Thank God for his love and guidance yesterday, today, and forever. See you in the next videos. May God bless us all.